Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Bismarck, Tier 8 German battleship. Hunt for Bismarck's going on right now. I'm about halfway, a little bit over halfway. Yes, I know. Why are you so far behind? Well, I was sick for the first week and a half. Just the way it went. For my build, pretty standard secondary build. I absolutely adore secondary builds on my German battleships. They're all secondaries if I can. It's just a unique playstyle. When you've got so many ships, you clearly want to try different things, and secondary on the Germans just makes sense. They get in close, they got hydroacoustic, they're almost immune to citadels. I mean, what's not to like about it? So we're on the Atlantic, I believe, if I remember correctly. And I am going to try and show you something you've never seen before. Wow, what a tease. It is a very unique, oh gosh, that shot. It is a very unique experience in this game, and the team did a good job, so they don't need me at A. I'm going to turn directly towards B point already. Now, some players just don't get that. Some players go, nope, the strategy was, go take A. That's it. Well, if I look at the minimap, I believe there are more than enough enemies taking B and C. There's probably not a single ship other than that destroyer trying to take A point. So why do you need 4 ships there? Exactly. So that's why we're turned back. So the astute of you might notice a flag that I'm rocking. I'm rocking the Battle of Jutland English flag. I just wanted to stir up controversy. You know, the stream was like, do it. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's put it on a German battleship. It would be funny, of course, if that ever happened. Obviously, it never will. But let's just, have fun with it. So as I move towards B point, I'm not really interested in harassing the rear. These are shots that I'll do, but I'm not really into it. Of course, the dispersion. I'm more interested in getting over to B point. Trying to engage targets that maybe overextend a little bit too much. Maybe the destroyer is going to show himself. Maybe there's a cruiser that's showing too much broadside, right? I don't have any expectation that I will be able to kill a battleship in 20 or 30 seconds. My team needs me to reinforce their flank because we have 4 ships over by A point and we don't need a single person there now. So I'm looking over, okay, Scharnhorst, Tier 7 German battleship. A mighty fine choice, I might say. A very fun ship. And he's going to try and fire at us. So the best thing to do, try and angle away. We're not going to be in secondary range. That's not the goal right now. The goal is to survive and get chip damage. Now, that might be easier said than done in a German battleship, of course, because, well, their dispersion is not quite as good as I would like. But we're going to continue to give ground, pick on targets that are too interested in engaging us. Get a little bit of, well, actually no damage on the Ibuki. We're set on fire, of course. Scharnhorst did a good job. That's what you want to do in your fairly small caliber. Fire HE to force out damage control. I was thinking, you know what, I'm pulling back so far and there's islands in the way. It's going to be really rare for a cruiser or a battleship to land another shot. And of course, the Scharnhorst almost hits us. But we drop off detection. So, right now, it looks like the enemy will have their way with C point. My teammates kicked out way wide for whatever weird reason around A. Friendly Fletcher is taking B, or attempting, and there is an enemy destroyer moving towards the friendly Lexington, who was right in front of me, and I realized it at about the last possible second to avoid making contact with him. It's sorry, my friend. Ooh. I always like doing this. I always like trying to intercept an enemy who is going after a friendly aircraft carrier. I don't care what class I'm in. He's always distracted. It's sort of like a loop pinata. He won't actually play correctly. He will try and kill the aircraft carrier and ignore his own life. So we have indeed covered enough distance, so secondaries are going off. I'm sort of leaning towards the idea that he could drop torpedoes, but I really want to kill him before he escapes. aircraft are in the area. Plus, we have the Fletcher, and he's going right towards them, so he's not going to drop off unless he uses smoke. And I think he was a little aggressive, just a touch. He thought, oh, I could drop off. Well, no, you can't. You actually had to use smoke there, my friend. And that looked like a textbook Notser play there. Oh, I don't need it. Oh, wait, there's a destroyer detected me. I actually need it, so I choose to use Hydro, because why not? It is within reason that he would send. The enemy North Carolina is showing a perfect broadside, so I'm going to punish him as he's trying to go bow on to my friendly. This is a great position I'm in. And, yeah, pretty good position, because we got 2 citadels and took them out. That was a huge shock at the time. I was like, whoa, we really needed that. That's a free kill with no trade whatsoever. And I'm ready to go. Idiome Ibuki. Ah. Smoke. Dang it. I hate smoke. Especially when I can't benefit from it. It's a Tashkent. Okay. So we know the Tashkent has used the smoke. Hydro still effective. Ah, it's just great. And now, you know, some of you are going, oh, why don't you use Vigilance or the target acquisition? I'm of the belief that you don't over buff one aspect of your ship. I prefer to make sure that I am very much capable at dealing with torpedoes, fire, secondary damage, concealment, whatever you want to call it. I want to be balanced with my approach because I believe I can beat anyone in a 1v1 as long as, obviously, I'm not at 1% life, right? So the Ibuki is hiding in the smoke. The Tashkent is hiding behind the island. I don't really have a good target. I see that the Tashkent is sort of cheating over to B point. And it is a possibility that I could take him out. I would love the Ibuki to get out of the smoke. It has been up for a while. So I'm just going to make sure that my guns are pointed in the right direction. It's always critical that you have an idea, a next step, if you will. And yep, sure enough, smoke's gone, baby. Fire behind him, because it looks like he's going in reverse. And since he's going in reverse, just basically fire at the waterline, because he should. Can you believe that dispersion? He should have backed up right where my shell was targeted at, about center mass, but, you know, oh, we don't need that. We don't need that at all. We can just miss everything because of a random number being generated. So, as the saying goes, try again, because it's just... well, you know what? Maybe I don't want to try. It's not fun dealing with that dispersion. Friendly Bismarck, of course, is in point-blank range. You know, we took 2 Citadel hits on the North Carolina, 30,000 damage, take him out. We fired at the Ibuki multiple times, missed every time. And of course, we're going to hit this one, because why not? We do 500 damage and take him out. Chat was yelling, hey, kill secure, kill secure. Yeah, we secured that kill. And I felt bad for the Bismarck because he took so much damage. Now he's using the clean version, the camouflage that it was supposedly wearing as it left Norway, right? If I remember, the North Sea. Somewhere it entered the North Sea, whatever. Enemy Tashkent, we know the Tashkent is over by B point. I do have him set as my secondary target. I am pushing into him to try and make sure that the Fletcher can indeed win this engagement, but it's not looking good. While that's going on, I can keep my main battery engaged on the Scharnhorst. I would love the Bismarck to live. I would love it. I would also prefer to have HE when he's bow on, but I can't control the angle he chooses. And of course, he is alive. Fletcher's dead. The Bismarck is still alive? Are you serious? He's going to go behind that island with 48 hit points left. And if you can't see, because obviously I'm not showing my camera, I'm just shaking my head, man. It's like, oh my god. I don't know if it's just me, but it always feels like I'm the guy who gets the target the lowest, and either it's taken from me or he's able to get out. I know it's not unique, but it just feels like I'm always just barely not enough. So the enemy Tashkent is engaging actively the friendly Bismarck. I see an enemy Fletcher possibly coming towards me, but my main goal is to kill the Tashkent. Now, my guns are already pointed at the Fletcher. It's no big deal. We do lose the Bismarck, so that means that enemy Tashkent's going to fire on us. But I have hydroacoustic. Not the ridiculously broken hydroacoustic, but it's plenty when the guy's 4 kilometers away. And this should help with torpedoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my guns on target, fake left, and then hard to starboard, because obviously I see his torpedoes immediately when it hits the water. Spoiler alert, secondaries are going to take him down, oh yeah. But if you have hydroacoustic and you see the target, you will immediately see the torpedoes because it detects all the way out to the same range, or almost the same range. Especially when he was that close. I think it's like, for the German, I think it's like 5.8, and it's like 4.8, you know, less than a kilometer, something like that. It's a very, we got another close quarter. We earned Kraken Unleash. How in the hell did we earn Kraken Unleash with 76,000 damage? 5 kills, we've only done 76,000, and I'm going to fire at the Scharnhorst. He seems to be perfectly wide open, perfectly broadside. This is what battleships should do. They shouldn't stay back and fire at one target. They should be aggressive, push forward, and if given a flank, take it. But don't make that your primary design. Don't have only one target within your main battery range. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to engage a target. If an enemy target is getting flanked by your position because they're engaging someone else, assist. But don't make it your entire existence. Now, it is the Tirpitz. There's not a lot of time left. I was rushing towards him. Either he's dead or I'm ramming. It doesn't matter. And I'm trying so hard to get it done. We've got 6 more points left. And he has no interest in it. He's just angling towards me. The bow is basically immune to me because the low caliber gun that the Germans have. And that's the way it worked out. We were pretty effective in that game. 2 close quarters, Kraken Unleash, devastating strike, 6 kills, and only 86,000 damage for 6 kills. And you might say, well, Notser, that's a lot of kills, Tales. We did pretty good for our team. You know, it was a lot of destroyers, honestly, that we killed. So I'm happy with the performance. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Bismarck. It's always a pleasure. We did about 17,000 in secondary damage and 68,000 in AP damage. 1.3 million shot. It's not too bad, you know. Solid game in the Bismarck, exactly what you want to do. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Bismarck in the new camo. It looks great. More camo like this, please, Wargaming. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.